Welcome everyone to today's episode of Getting Over the Hump with Angie B and Bartee. This is a weekly talk show filled with music, messages, laughs, and stories of love.
Our theme song was produced by the incomparable DJ Shaheen, and each week we'll bring you music from other independent recording artists. We'll bring you information from business owners and messages of love from ministry leaders. We'll feature books, authors, upcoming special events, and so much more. So get out your text messages and your tweets. Tell all your friends and family to log on because they'll be in for a very special treat as we bring you today's episode of Getting Over the Hump with Angie B and Bartee.
Now come and check us out live.
I hate school. We've been in Michigan for 3 months now and I'm already hating it. The people are rude and always in a rush to go nowhere. The traffic is horrible and you see nothing but bad things on the news. My dad stopped watching the news. He said,
It's filled with negativity and false information. They show and tell you what they want you to see and hear.
Again, who are they? My dad is always talking about they. I guess when I get older I'll find out who they really are.
My Life of Both Sides. Produced for audiobook by Angie B Productions. Narrated by Ramona Young, Sandra B, Bartee, and me, the Queen Bee, Angie B. Hey everybody!
Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Getting Over the Hump with Angie B.
That's me, and this is my precious hubby Bartee. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Come on, style with stead.
Whatever he said.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Christmas over, baby.
Okay, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I'm all blinged out because we have special guests coming. Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm thrilled. So we gonna have to get these shout outs done early in the show before our guests come on. Okay, you got shout outs, dear?
Yeah, a lot of shout outs. Shout out to my brother and his wife in Compton, California. Hi, and my nieces and nephews. Hello.
Hi, Eddie.
All my homies in Akron, Ohio, David Ruff and his wife, Marilyn. Tiki in Dayton, Ohio.
There you go. You got it. Mm-hmm. Got stuck for a minute.
Yeah, everybody know me. I know you. Yeah, shout out.
I just want to thank all my homies in Detroit, Michigan, because without most of y'all, it wouldn't be me here. And without some of you, we would not have met our special guests that are here on the show with us tonight. So y'all remember last summer when we went on the book tour? It was the book tour and the alopecia awareness tour. Y'all remember that? Well, when we went to Michigan in May, we met DJ Big Kahuna. He was our DJ for the day. And he learned about audiobooks. He learned about writing. He learned about the Confinement Chronicles. And he also learned that we produce audiobooks. And he said, hey, I got some friends that wrote a children's book. I think y'all need to meet. So we met virtually, and the life that we love in terms of bringing an audiobook to life has now been revealed. So My Life of Both Sides, the children's book written by the Rippy Family, is not only available on Amazon, but it's now available in audiobook. I'm excited. I'm excited. So before you meet the Rippy family, I just want to play their promo video one more time, just so you can see it.
I hate school. We've been in Michigan for 3 months now, and I'm already hating it. The people are rude and always in a rush to go nowhere. The traffic is horrible, and you see nothing but bad things on the news. My dad stopped watching the news. He said,
"It's filled with negativity and false information. They show and tell you what they want you to see and hear."
Again, who are they? My dad's always talking about they. I guess when I get older, I'll find out who they really are.
My Life of Both Sides. Produced for audiobook by Angie B. Productions. Narrated by Ramona Young, Sandra B., Bartee, and me, the Queen Bee, Angie B.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. And I want to introduce to some and present to others 2 members of the Rippy family. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Rippy.
Okay, so I'm going to calm down just a little bit.
Yeah, my wife, she's very excited.
Yeah.
She is. I mean, it's a pleasure. It's our pleasure to have you both on, and we look forward to talking about your book.
Of course.
Okay, so take a minute and tell us who you are. Tell us who that handsome man is sitting next to you, and tell us a little bit about you. What's your name? Where are you from? All that good stuff.
Okay, so my name is Dalion Rippy. I am one of the sons and the creators of this book. This here is my dad, Dion Rippy. He helped us write the book and write what is going to be our future books that we're going to be making in the future. I am from Pontiac. I grew up in Michigan and Pontiac and stuff like that, and we moved over. Right now we're our bills.
Wow.
Okay.
I want to congratulate you, not only for being an author, but for doing what your daddy told you to do.
And I'm going to congratulate the dads. You know, dad's always on duty.
Right.
You know what to do. You know, with the head of the household, you got to keep the youngsters right.
Right. I do appreciate that, because so many times, you know, I don't know about you, but so many times we look at our parents like they can't relate to nothing and their ideas ain't going to work. So I'm excited for each of you for this book project. Tell us about the book. Where did the idea come from? Where did the title come from? Tell us some more about it.
So this book, like I said, our dad pitched it to us. He wrote the book and stuff like that, and helped us have it go under our name for us to create books in the future. And what this book basically is talking about is about this girl that came from Hawaii and then moved over to Detroit and experienced what it was like to be in Detroit and stuff like that, stuff she's never experienced before. And how the book name became to be is we came up with the name My Life of Both Sides. Me and my brother helped come up with the name, and it took us a little bit, and this is how we named it, by showing 2 different lifestyles, 2 different sides from living in Hawaii compared to living in Detroit.
Okay. All right.
Now I have a question. Now you say your dad wrote the book.
Yeah. So
how did he come up with the conception?
Well, he asked him exactly how the idea came to mind.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah, how'd you come up with the idea, Dad?
I like to write. So I've been writing since I've been since I was 12 years old. I started writing my first movie, a little karate movie, and I've been doing martial arts since I was 5. Wow. So basically, I love poetry. I love writing. I write screenplays and books. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do something where it's hard for adults to have certain conversations with kids because it's tough. So this is a way for not only the adults, but teachers to touch on the subject openly and discuss it. So the first book is basically about a young girl. All right. She was born in Hawaii. All right. Her mother and her father, her mother's from Puerto Rico, father's from Africa. So in Hawaii, there's a different lifestyle. The weather is nice, it's always sunny. People are more down to earth and more understanding. You don't have that much diversity in Hawaii. Then the mother, she's in school right now to become a doctor. So once she become a doctor, she moves over to the States. It's completely different. People on the freeways, they rushing, people in bad moods, the weather's different. And it's her first time experiencing racism. Even though the mother and father was in the military, they experienced it, and the book states that. But it's for a young girl to experience racism the first time in her life and trying to adapt to why someone of another color don't like her simply because of the way she look.
But now hold on a minute. I love what you said. She was in Hawaii and then she came to the state. Not only did she come stateside, she came to Detroit.
Yes.
And still experienced racism. Oh no.
Well, Detroit, I thought y'all known for that. Y'all had the riots.
Yeah, we did have the riots. Yeah. It's you. Well, what you get is you get individuals who want to go in a certain field for action. All right. So it's deeper. All the books that I'm writing for my kids up under their company is an eye opener on real situations all around the world that kids go through. And it's a way to get the kids to open up and adults to open up to talk about the situation so that way we can better the whole upcoming generation and stop being blinded to what's actually happening and start discussing it so that way we can fix it.
Amen. Preach, brother.
There you go. So, Dad, you had the concept and you sat your kids down at the kitchen table one day and said, I need y'all to help me write this book. What was that? We'll need it. What was that conversation like? I really want to know, what was that like?
Well, first thing I had to do was I wanted to make sure I put all my 3 kids up under LLC with their own name. So that way everything that comes in go directly to them. My oldest son has a bank account and everything that comes from the book goes into the account. Okay. The whole objective is not to really profit from the books, but to get the books out there and to give away as many books as possible once we start doing more interviews as far as face-to-face to the basically the schools, trying to get with some superintendents of different, just worldwide. We also want to transfer the book to different languages, but the actual profit will start coming in once we finally get the books to turn into screenplays or actually series later on. Really? And then that's when the money actually starts coming in. But the objective right now is to go ahead and do something that's genuine, which from beginning to end is all my family. From the drawing to the writing, there's nothing outsourced. So that's the reason we got the book the way it is with the price the way it is, because we didn't pay anybody to, here's $200-$300. You go ahead, write the book. We take all the credit. We sell it for $7, $8, $9. No, we wrote everything ourselves. My oldest son did all the drawings. We did the research. I had to look up and find out situations that people were going through in Africa, in Puerto Rico, and over in Hawaii to put together. So it's not just off the top of my head, it's actual stories being put together. So that way it's real life history that we're actually teaching our kids. So that way we can educate them on what's going on.
Wow.
All right. That's you did the research. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a viewer, Laretha Simon. She says the first time you experience racism is shocking, especially as a child. So when you're talking to your children about writing a book and there's racism included, how does that conversation go? I want everything to be happy, bubbly roses, but then to have to sit. What was that?
Yes.
Like?
That's one of the things that, like you said, is very tough, because a child, they only think of love, joy, happiness. They shouldn't have to see the other side of the devil in people, but yet it's there, and they have to be aware of the devil in people. We can't just put them in a ball and carry them around and protect them all the time. They have to learn to protect themselves the best way they can possible. And just because you don't talk about a situation don't mean it's never going to happen to that child or you never going to be in that situation. Right. We have to openly discuss situations that's going on in our schools with our kids. We just had a shooting right here in Michigan down the street from us where we live. It's less than 3 miles to Oxford High School. And that's one of the books that I'm writing on, is about why these shootings happen from the perspective of the parents and the kids and who's all involved. What can we do to fix it in the future? Because it don't make no sense for a kid to go to school and lose their life. And you supposed to be in school. It's supposed to be a safe zone, a safe area. But somewhere somebody dropped the ball. And one of the reasons why the ball is being dropped, because we don't communicate enough. We don't have the villages raising the kids like we used to have back in the day. Everybody want to turn a blind eye or think about their own. But yeah, we all need to come together collectively in order for our kids to have a good future later on.
That is absolutely right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is getting good. And I've got so many more questions. So many. But I want you to put the headphone back on our guest.
Okay.
Before you do that, now well, I don't know how old you are, but I was back there in the 70s. Now, we didn't have that. If you could fight, you're all right. It wasn't no gun, and it hardly wasn't no knives. They did use razors, though. But now, like you said, nowadays, they ain't playing. They cutting. I mean, they shooting.
Yeah.
The young ones, back in the days was the old ones that, once you got out in the street. But now, like you say, the young ones now, man, it's you got to teach them.
Wow.
You got to teach them. The main reason,
wow.
I hate to get politician with it, but the main reason is because when you set up a strategy to take the male out of the household and leave the female to try and raise a man to be a man, then it makes it difficult for these young women nowadays to actually find a man because they see a bunch of boys playing boy games.
I'm going.
And the way it's set up, a lot of our men are not in the households, which is why our kids are out of control.
I didn't know we was having that kind of show.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
Well, that's what a lot of books that I'm spoon feeding little by little in each book.
Wow.
You can only give so much little at a time, but we all have to look at everything from a 360-degree angle all around, not just look at one-sided. We got to actually get down to the truth, not just your truth or my truth, but the actual truth of what's going on in the situations that we're in nowadays. And we have to get down and dig down and find out what the root of the problem is and fix it.
Wow.
All
wow.
right.
If you are watching tonight's show on Facebook and you want somebody to see it and they're not on Facebook, tell them to search for Live with Angie B and Bartee on YouTube. They'll be able to see this show there. We got some good information and we're going to get to some of the comments. Because Micah is like, can they see these comments? Micah, we'll be sure we
I can't see him, Micah.
We'll be sure we get the comments and the questions to them. But we do need to do some housekeeping. First of all, you guys know that the views and opinions expressed are everything that's down at the bottom of the screen. We want you to know that. We also want you to know the reason why we do this show. Getting Over the Hump with Angie B and Bartee celebrates 5 years that we've been on the air. In January, we will be on the air for 5 years. And we wanted to have a vehicle where we could discuss problems, situations, and then let the audience chime in on how they resolve that problem or that situation. So for all of you that are watching, if you have a question or a comment, you can put it in the chat, or you can text it to the number that you see at the bottom of the screen. That way everybody won't, if you want to be incognito, you can put it down there and everybody won't be able to see it. So Micah S. Davis says that men and women are made different for a reason. Okay, I got you, Micah. I got you. And Jasmine says that's really scary how close that was, to know that there was a school incident that close to you. That is unfortunate. Okay, young Master Rippy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Your dad says, okay, son, we're going to write a book and all the money is going to stay in the bank and we're not going to spend it. And you immediately think, what? Why do I want to do this? How come I can't spend no money? What was it like for you?
Well, this was an idea that he thought about a long time ago before actually acting to it and actually making a book out of it. So he originally pitched it to me and my brother since we're older, and the thoughts weren't exactly like, it wasn't really a why situation. I knew exactly why this was happening, and this would be like good for us in the future and stuff like that. To have money coming in from somewhere over the years, like books can be bought at any time throughout any years and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, him having it under our names as he's writing the books over time is going to get to the point where we're writing the books ourselves. But at the beginning, he's getting us into actually writing them. And in the future, we're going to be doing it by ourselves. And like I said, having it under our company and stuff.
Because that's what parents are supposed to do. They're supposed to kind of lead you in a direction and be there with you in that. But I want to know about your illustrations. Where did that come from? And can you illustrate some stuff for my next book? That's what I want.
So I use Adobe Illustrator. I don't really draw like that, but he said he wanted me to draw for this book, so I decided to make these images and stuff like that. And I've made every single one in the book. And over at the end of it, I actually created all of them, and then became that official illustrator for the book, including the title page.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so as I was reading the book for the first time, I was fascinated by the girl in the book. So are you now telling me that you guys are a bunch of men? There ain't no girl that you wrote? You ain't got no sister who went from Hawaii to Detroit? I mean, no, it's just a bunch of dudes, huh?
Yeah, it's me, my brother, and my sister. My sister's the youngest, so it's just me and my brother that are knowing about all this right now.
Okay, that's good.
Well,
That's good.
again, congratulations. I'm glad your dad got y'all thinking and got you started on writing books, because my wife, she got me started. I wasn't interested, and she pitched a thing to me, and it sounded great. And I always wanted to tell my story, because everybody got a story to tell. So that was right on time. Now, with that book, I know things have changed from the old days to now the new days. And how do you feel about the conditions that the girl went through when she came from Hawaii to Detroit? Do you think that would happen to, well, you live in Detroit and you have a sister, so how protective are you about something like that going on with your sister? You know how kids can be. I don't know if your sister's bright skin or dark skin or whatever, but in the 70s they had a color thing.
Yeah.
So whatever these kids get nowadays, now they go online and talk about you. But how do you feel the connection with you and your sister as far as this discrimination thing going, and her coming up in society?
Well, I feel like if we get more stuff like this out in the future, books like this and all that, the situation wouldn't be as bold as it is now. Like my dad was saying, they're not used to just racism coming out of nowhere and stuff like that. They're used to loving and caring and stuff like that. And then they go to school and meet someone that's being racist and they don't understand it. As of right now, my sister isn't really young enough to comprehend what's happening, but in the future, we do plan to show her stuff like this and all that for her to ease her way into understanding what's happening instead of it just happening to her and then she's confused with what's going on.
Gotcha.
How old is your sister?
Right now, she is 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you're a protective big
Yeah,
brother.
she don't know yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
We got a couple of comments for you, sir. Angeline says, that young man sounds like he needs to narrate audiobooks. So I guess we'll be talking to you about that in the future. Yeah, even Sonia said, you sure do. So what was it like for you to hear the first few chapters of the audiobook? I mean, I know I got a text from your dad and I won't share it, but when we first started getting the narrations and the music together and we sent you the first few chapters, what was that? What did that feel like?
It was a new experience. It felt good to be able to put a voice with hearing, with reading the book, being able to look at it and hear it at the same time. Because personally, like when I was at school and stuff like that, instead of reading all the books like through myself, I would usually listen to them, as it would be like a better experience for me, stuff like that. connecting a voice with the book. So yeah, it definitely was something that completely changed how I looked at the book.
Okay, that's good. I was really proud of our little narrator. I'll see if I can find her picture. Our This was the first time I had worked with uh, our newest intern, Ramona Young, and she was someone that I met through a Facebook group. I met her mother through the group, and it was one of those things where I never really looked to recruit other folks for specific projects, but for some reason, the Lord said, just put it out there. So I posted in the group. Ramona's mother contacted me and she auditioned, and I just loved her voice for that role. It just, she was just perfect. So then during our book tour, Bartee and I went to Waldorf, Maryland, and we got a chance to meet her. And she is just she's just a sweetheart, just a sweetheart. So I'm not only happy that her voice worked out well, but I'm happy to know that you guys are going to continue writing, because maybe that'll give me a chance to work with Ramona again. So that was so good. So good. Okay, so we got a couple of comments. Laretha said, yes, your voice transfers clarity, strong clarity. Okay, so we're going to have to use you for some audiobook work. Angela says she sees a yellow Michigan shirt in the back. She loves Michigan. Micah says, everyone is looking lovely tonight. Thank you, Micah. Thank you. And Ramona's mom just said, thank you. Ramona loved doing this project. So we all were excited about working with you guys on this book.
Yes, we were. And hopefully it will continue when you start getting more books out there, and you call my wife and
and we try to get some kids when they're on summer break and winter vacation. So I do have a couple of other questions about the book. I know we talked about racism with the book, and that's probably a rough conversation, especially for a young Black man. Okay, it's probably hard enough of a conversation to have. But then when you guys developed the assault, there's a situation in the book where there is an assault of a young girl. Where did that idea come from, and how was it developed?
So this was also like to relate with racism. Basically, what we're trying to do with the book is like actually put real life situations, like things that would actually possibly happen or actually could happen. So like I said, to open it up in the eyes that this is reality, like not to be completely surprised when stuff like this happens, that this is actually what happens in the world. And that's basically where that aspect came from, was to show that this is also another possibility of something that can really happen, to open the eyes to like kids reading it and stuff like that.
Yeah, we received some comments at one point that maybe that topic was too big for a kid's book, maybe too raw for a kid's book. But you're absolutely right. Kids have to know what's going on, and unfortunately, too many kids can relate to that. So I applaud you both for putting that in there. I truly applaud you both. It opens it up for a great dialogue between mother, child, auntie, uncle. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Now, is this the first book?
Yes, this is the first book.
Oh, okay.
I want you guys all to go to Amazon and search for My Life of Both Sides and order the ebook. Send an email to the address that you see at the bottom of the screen. You can order either the print or the audiobook, or both, or all three. I would love to see this book in schools, and I'm definitely going to introduce this book to the founder of the Fresh Book Festival. This festival is the largest in Florida and the first listed on the International Book Festivals category. It takes place next weekend in Daytona Beach, Florida. And Donna Gray Banks, the founder, said that this year we're all going into school so we can read to the kids. And so I'm hoping that we can get at least portions of My Life of Both Sides read in the schools. I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Now, what do you think the age group would be for this book? Starting with age group or grade?
I feel like it, probably around like fourth grade through probably like fourth grade through up, basically. Like starting at fourth grade is where you can learn about this book and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right.
4th through the 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so now we always talk about a hump or a problem on this show. Tonight, we want to delve into some of the problems that you guys may have had with writing this book. One question was, how did you feel when your book came back from the first edit? You know, you write your book, you put all your love into it, and then you send it off to the editor and they come back and they change a lot. What was the editing process like for you?
For us personally, I don't think they didn't really change much specifically. Like everything that we sent was sent back basically the same. There wasn't really
Okay.
like them trying to like censor anything like that or anything down the list.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
That's good because
Yeah.
they changed some things on my wife's book, but
Yeah.
I liked her ideas at first, but when you have a publisher, they seem to do their thing. But that's how I go.
Now, who is your publisher for this book? Did you guys self-publish?
Yes.
Okay.
It's published under our name on Amazon, yes.
Okay, so what is that process like? I know Amazon has rules and regulations for formatting. What was that like?
Yeah, so we had to create a Amazon publishing account, and we had to go through the process of getting like a ISBN number, which is like the number to identify for your book specifically.
Right.
It wasn't really a hard process. It was really simple to do. You put like if you had a series of the book, what type of book it was, the name of it, and stuff like that, and then you have to upload specific files to like if you wanted to add pictures or the font you wanted it in and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it was the same thing for ebooks. The ebooks was easy to set up too.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And now, how about your drawing? Did Amazon have any specific guidelines with your cover, with the cover design, or was it pretty much a simple process?
It had to be like a certain size and stuff like that. But other than that, it was a pretty simple process.
Good. So, what was difficult about writing this book and publishing? What was the hardest part about it?
Well, we did have a little bit of problems with our editors and stuff like that. That probably would be the difficult part. But other than that, it wasn't really hard to create this book and publish it on Amazon and stuff. It just took time.
Okay, so what would you like to say to somebody who's thinking, well, I might want to write a book one day, but I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. What would you say to that person?
Writing books is basically like whatever you feel like you should write about and stuff like that. And anything could possibly happen. There's a story about a guy that talked to his son, and his son was saying, why don't we just write a book? And he decided to write a book, and the book made millions upon millions, and it literally was like published everywhere and stuff like that. So literally anything could possibly happen just from writing a book and wanting to publish it and stuff like that. And it could be about anything.
Oh, good. Laretha wants to know, do you have any other advice for folks considering writing a book? And maybe I want to be specific on that. There are people that will write a book, one person, one book. And then there are duos like me and my husband. We wrote a couple of books together. So do you have any advice to other people that may want to write a collaboration, an anthology, a book with relatives? What that's got to be rough. Your daddy tell you to write chapter 3 by Friday? What?
I feel like it'd be a process where you have to like schedule when you want to have stuff done, or having different perspectives on which I want to write together and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Perspectives
And a time schedule. Yeah. because that's what I do. I end up writing a chapter, and then I want Bartee to write his. But you know,
I do mine, but my wife exaggerates a little bit, so then I had to step in and straighten it out.
I make the story sound exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting. Okay, so what kind of conflicts did you and your brother have? I mean, with putting the characters together. I love the way you guys describe them. Were you guys good with figuring out who was going to do what in your book?
Yeah, like I said, basically my dad wrote it and he was telling us to like revise over it, to read through it and stuff like that, if we wanted to change anything or change how someone was and stuff like that. But when me and him went over it, it seemed like it was fine from when we looked at it.
Okay. Micah Davis says that they have 3 biracial kids, Black and Mexican, so they might like the book. That's a nice combination right there. So Micah, send an email to the address that you see at the bottom of the screen so you can get a copy of the book. Yep. I was reading some of your reviews on Amazon. One woman said that every time her granddaughter comes over to the house, her granddaughter wants her to read the book to her over and over and over again. I thought that was so sweet. Mm-hmm. What other kind of comments or reviews have you received from the book?
Some of them were similar to that. So far, the comments we received is that people talking about like this is like an eye opener and stuff like that, and to read it to their children and stuff down the list.
Yeah, I tell you. The next question is, what else have you done to promote the book? This may be for like a new author that has a book and they're looking at you and they're wondering, wow, what are you doing to promote the book?
As of right now, we haven't went through like a full for real promotion process, but we've like referred it to family and stuff like that, and told family members about it if they wanted to hear about it or anything like that.
Okay, well that's good because family they'll do a good job of leaving the reviews too. They'll do a good job.
Do y'all have a large family?
Yes.
Reason I'm asking that because families could purchase the book, and that can be a start, so you can get that money in the bank.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the book is, but that's family support. So everybody in the family should have them a book.
Yeah, I tell you. The next question pretty much is what and this may be a question for your dad. Somebody sent a text. What kind of research do you do to make up, Hawaii and Detroit? And what kind of research did your dad have to do to really make this book feel real?
Oh, well, you have to ask for that one.
Yeah. Gotta ask that one. And Micah, thanks for the comments. Yeah, keep your kids reading, Micah. I tell you, you don't want your kids to grow up like this one. Anyway.
Hey.
So, Dad, the question that just came through the text was, what kind of research do you do to come up with the areas in the book? You said you researched Hawaii and Africa, and what kind of research do you do?
What you want to do is like for all the book, I got 10 books written down, and I got descriptions of stories. Yeah, all 10 of them are written down, but I haven't wrote them yet. But I got the dialogue already done. Yeah. So basically, what it is that I want to choose a place that, as the book states, it was taken over from Queen Ukulani, and it's giving some truth to what we don't learn in our regular school system about how things come about, what they don't want us to know or what they try and hide from us. So it's put a little bit out there for us to educate ourselves and to educate, our children, so that way they know and they're more aware when they get older on how we should treat each other, how we should, spread out the love rather than kids learn it from the adults.
Oh,
no matter what, they learn it from the adults. Mm-hmm. And from what I researched, especially looking at Hawaii, I had to go back to the history of how Hawaii came about. The first settlers in Hawaii, how they was fighting for the islands. You had different kings and queens on different islands until you got down to only one. And then how Hawaii was actually taken over from a soldier who married the queen. And then American settlers came in and stole Hawaii and put her in jail.
Locked up.
And we didn't know that. Yes, locked her up. And the book states that we have to change our system as far as how to basically. I'm trying to not get too political, but the
Yeah.
system is set up for. Let's put it like this: I'm gonna do you wrong, okay, but later on I'm gonna say I'm sorry after I took control, and I'm just gonna put it like that. And that's what this first book kind of feeding into the history of how things come about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that happened in Puerto Rico, that happened in Hawaii. So I put them both together, and I just said the military go through a lot as far as when it comes to women in the military being discriminated on, and when it comes to urbans in the military, but we're all fighting on the same team.
Yeah.
So that's why I added the military in there, and I just put it all together with what happened to me as far as me dealing with racism with the police when I was 12 years old, having my head smashed down on the concrete and it's like, for what? I got a backpack on coming from school, but y'all mess with me for no reason. And my auntie had to come running down the street, let them know, no, he has nothing on him, take the handcuffs off. And it's like, why are y'all messing with me? Now that's just one time. So I put a little bit of my story in there, but from what I've read from people in Hawaii and what they had to deal with in Hawaii, and especially Puerto Rico, and how we're treated as far as colors from other people who wants to look down on us like we not worthy, then I just put it all together in the first book. But when the next books that come out, it's going to be a little deep, but we need to have these deep conversations in order for change to happen. We can't just keep turning a blind eye. We can't just keep being quiet about it and expect it just to change. We have to speak it, and we have to fix it. And you can't just think it.
Wow.
You need action. So it took a little time to research everything and to research the truth, because your true, his true, or her true is not the truth. You got to dig deep to actually find the truth. And the truth is actually hidden from a lot of us.
Yeah. Yeah. It really truly is. And not only is the truth hidden from us, but if we don't know it, we can't share it with our kids, and they can't avoid it later. I really liked when the book talked about the association between the young girl realizing why her protagonist was so racist toward her, and how she talked about that. Nobody should have to be taught that. So I appreciate you when you say, we've got to know our history, because they're not going to tell us, and we also have to spread it. And you did spread it in this book. You did that. You did that.
That's the overall goal.
Yeah, you did that.
This book is small enough for a teacher to sit down with their class,
Right.
and read it together and discuss it. Each book is going to be the same way. It's all about us opening discussions with adults and children and getting down to the actual root of the problem so we can discuss it, be aware of it, and stop being, I'm going to say, conscientious stupidity or known ignorance.
Yeah.
I'll just put it like that. Stop being satisfied with the ignorance that we have.
Ignorance is not bliss. I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so I want to talk about your young narrators again. I'm so excited about them. I hope you don't mind. I grabbed the text message that you sent when you first heard her recording, and you said, "That little girl is amazing. I love her voice and the way she pronounces the words. I only listened to 2 minutes of chapter 1, and it's sounding better than I expected it to." And then you go on to say you've got more books coming in book 3 and 4. But you're right. Ramona's little voice just captured everything. Even the line where she said, "My dad just stopped watching the news." I mean, you could just hear all her attitude, her little 10-year-old attitude in there. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for her mom for getting her set up, in spite of the pandemic, in spite of school and virtual school. And I appreciate that. If you think about it, you worked with your children to write this book, and Ramona's mom worked with her to get the project narrated. So I was excited about that. I'm also very excited about Sandra B, who played the role of the young girl who was in the hospital. And I know that for me, just hearing their voices come together felt like a loving experience. You know, these two actresses that are bringing out your roles. So I'm excited about them. I'm excited about the youth actors, and I'm excited about you, Bartee. You had a voice in the book.
Yes, I did.
The dad.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was the pop.
Yeah. So that's good. A powerful.
I just love the trueness of the attitude.
Oh yeah.
Women are black queens and our black princesses. We should never doubt. We should never downgrade or deny the attitude of our sisters and our queens. That attitude is what we need, and we need more of it as far as around the world in order for everybody to keep in control. Because when you try and hush up the queen or hush up the woman, then everything else is a disaster around her, because only the woman can give birth and only she can do life. We can't control it. We can't give any of it. So we got to definitely give more respect to our women. And I love her voice with the attitude. It speaks the character right on point.
Yes.
That sassiness.
Yeah. Even the outtakes, because there were a couple of times when her mom had her to say a line again. And, you know, not to take anything away from it, but the energy was a little lost by the second or third take. So that first take was all natural. It was all it was all attitude. And I'm proud of her. I truly am proud of her. Okay, so we've got to get to another question that came up before we went on the air. And just kind of keep in mind that the reason we do this show is to discuss problems or humps. And that means we want you, Dad, to chime in on this one. So the question came to us, Bartee, that if you had a neighbor.
Okay.
I
got a neighbor.
You got a neighbor, and you know the neighbor's family situation. You know where they work. Y'all friendly neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that this neighbor's trying to do better for themselves and their family.
Okay.
But then somebody tells you that they found out neighbor about to get fired.
Okay.
Do you tell neighbor, or do you just stay out of it? Because you know if you tell the neighbor going to find out who told you, and it's going to be consequences and repercussions. Do you tell the neighbor that they about to get fired?
Well, I don't know on that situation, because normally I mind my own business. But I mean, y'all neighbors, and you know something jumping down. It all depends on how good of neighbors we are. I mean, I don't know why the person's getting fired. Maybe he did something, he should be fired. Or she should be fired. I don't know. So I would ask Miss Ripley, what would you say?
Yeah.
Like you said, it depends on the situation. As far as what you know about the neighbor, what you know about the circumstance that led up to the neighbor being firing. But me personally, if my relationship is that good with the neighbor, then I'll pull him to the side and say, without saying you about to get fired, I give like some little hints that maybe you need to check yourself or see what's going on or see what the deal is, because you know, you may be at jeopardy based on just through the grapevine or whatever. But I wouldn't actually just say, yo, you about to get fired.
Okay.
I wouldn't just say that, but I would hint that maybe you need to be aware and see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Now, if that person did, if I know for sure that out of my own senses, as far as me seeing or hearing that something was wrong, that person did wrong and they about to get fired, then of course I let them know, look, you was wrong. All right, you did this, you did that, so you deserve to get fired for this and for that. So you need to go ahead and either fix that or correct it or do something, but you did wrong and you need to be held accountable for it. And we don't check each other enough to be held accountable for stuff, then somebody else suffer from it later on.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. We got a comment from Micah Davis. Micah says, nope, never pass hearsay. Okay, I got
That
you.
depends on the situation. Look at how we are right now by staying quiet. Look at how our kids are by staying quiet. Look at how, I mean, just for instance, the shooting down the street. People stayed quiet, kids died. We need to get out of the let me keep my mouth closed. It's just like in the hood where I grew up in Detroit. You don't want to tell because you don't want to be a snitch. But as soon as somebody do something to your mom or your sister, now you ready for somebody to start talking. Well, you can't have both sides and be a hypocrite.
I got
it. Go, I mean, it got to be we the ones that do that. But yet we want to complain on the other end rather than take responsibility of our actions. You know that somebody is involved in something they doing wrong. So don't come on this side saying, okay, as long as it ain't my kids or my family, I don't care what you're doing.
So
but we're all related.
So you can't be double-minded. If you're gonna be a snitch, you need to. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, and that happens a lot, like you say.
Yes, that's why so many people end up dead. So many. I mean, I had to on our front line on Grisdale, a guy who I fought with. We actually had a fist fight, but we was fighting back then, and he got murdered right there on our front line. He was 16 years old, and this. I mean, I grew up with all of this. That's why I made sure that my family was out of Detroit. Once my wife was pregnant with my first son right here, we moved out of Detroit and we never went back because all the things I had to go through growing up and being quiet and that little I'm not a snitch or don't be a snitch is why so many of our people are in jail. So many of them are in the ground and you got people of other ethnicity just laughing like, yeah.
Now I understand when you said, until it happens to you.
Wow.
In respect to, somebody getting shot in your family, somebody getting killed in your family, then you want to know who did it. Yeah, I understand that part. But like you said, and I said, you have to find out what the situation is first for you. Involve yourself with somebody else, kids, with somebody else, family, with somebody else information. Because, we all on the outside looking in. Right. We don't know really what the deal is.
Right.
But if there's a necessity to say something, then it depends on you. Then you say something. Yeah. Then you just be willing to take the consequences that goes with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, enough of us is not being true, should I say, men, and we it's on our backs to actually be men, to actually teach the young men how to become grown men.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm stating by that is because one of the books is going to mention that is that you get somebody who's involved in sex trafficking. This your boy, you keep quiet about it. But then you find out later on that, okay, you had a baby by somebody and now your baby's involved in sex trafficking. Now you trying to go after him. This is one of the situations. I mean, that's what I'm saying about us trying to be quiet. In the different neighborhoods, they don't be quiet. That's why their crime rate is not what it is. We be quiet. That's why our crime rate is the way it is.
Wow.
But we wouldn't go doing what we doing in our neighborhood and go out in their neighborhood and do it because we know what the consequences going to be.
Wow.
But we do it in our own neighborhood. That's part of being quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, life is something else. I say this every day. Choices that you make. I understand you.
Yes.
Yeah. I got a hump too.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Maybe you help me on this hump.
Yeah.
Now I know you said about the queens.
Oh,
now this is my hump.
Here we go.
Now my wife, she's in a wheelchair.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, in the kitchen, one area going into the kitchen is larger than the other one. One area will let her wheelchair go in. The other area, she's hitting all the wood that's on the furniture, not the furniture, but the cabinets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They all scratched all up.
Well.
So the day I asked my wife, I said, you can't get in there. So why you go that way? Well, if I'm headed that way, but you can't go through that way. Why not go around where you can fit in? Now I need some help with that. She kind of looked at me like, what you talking about? But I think.
I said I can just stay out the kitchen.
No, because whatever she could do, I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be no manservant. I just keep bringing her stuff when she able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just said it would be a good idea if you just use a side that's more comfortable to that wheelchair. What you think about that? Oh, man. I hear it coming. Come on with it. Come on with it.
I've been with my wife since '97. So
All right.
we were high school sweethearts. We got married in '02.
All right.
It took me until I'm 42 right now, basically in my 40s, to actually learn the true responsibility of a grown man.
Okay.
All right. And you pacify, you profess your love for that woman, and you treat that woman with the utmost respect. You let that woman make decisions. Our job is to make sure we protect and serve that woman decisions in order to keep the household happy and to keep everybody happy. Once we do that worldwide, then the whole world will be a better place. But until we learn how to, that's why it's so set up, or should I say, for women not to get paid as much, or women not, because the power of a woman. So what you don't want to do is, it's hard sometimes for us because we just like, okay, whatever it is, what it is. But a woman go deeper than that. A woman feels way deeper than we could ever feel. We just not built like that. So if she wants to go that way, then okay, honey, let me help you go that way. Even though okay, you're not gonna make it, but her mind concept, maybe it's a different view of her trying to go that way, or she see it different, or she just feel like she want to go that way for whatever reason. But we can't get attuned to the planet or to the universe like a woman can because we don't have a womb. So the only thing I can say is that if she want to go that way, let her go that way. Even though it may not be her fitting through that way, if she can't get through and it's easy to go around for whatever reason, let that woman make her decision. Now, only time a man steps in and say, hold on, I need you to back up when it comes to safety. Now, if she gonna fall or something, or you feel it's danger, then no, you need to go around this way.
Well,
I
appreciate what you said, but I'm from the 70s. I treat the women's leg. Now, I'm going to treat my woman like a queen. But it comes a time when I have to step in.
Yes.
Now, she's not going to take care of the furniture. I am. So, saying that, I would prefer that she goes around.
We have a comment.
Okay, wait out. When we talking?
Okay.
We get the comment later. Now,
Okay.
I understand all that what you said about she's a queen and a woman's happy, everybody happy. Now, see, I have a thing with that. You know, I really do, because I want to be happy too.
Show
yes.
almost.
And I don't believe it, huh?
Show almost.
Okay, hold up, baby.
And
I don't believe it's just the woman that needs to be happy. Both need to be happy.
That's absolutely correct.
Right. So, I mean, well, you 42, I'm a little older than you. So, you know, age, I don't think really makes a matter. It just depends on what you see it to be, you know, and that's how you feel. Her dad's like that too. Her dad's treat her mom like, you know, make a coffee.
Well, daddy's gonna be like that with their little girls.
Make a coffee every morning. She ain't gotta get out of bed, and I don't do that. You know,
we got a comment.
Okay, but I understand what you're saying.
Micah Davis said, "Fix it so she can get in the kitchen."
She can't get. Well, I'm gonna cut the stove down and push the refrigerator over, or I might cut the cabinets. She can't fit in there. I mean, if you got room to go to the other side, go to the other side. It shouldn't make a difference. You know?
I just have to say, I'm sick of being in this wheelchair. I've been in here since August, and I can't wait for him to cut the grass off my foot. I can't.
I understand. Now that was my hump for the day.
That's his hump.
That's my hump for the day.
Micah said, "Fix it. Happy spouse means happy.
I am.
House.
She needs to go around the other side. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay out the kitchen. Okay.
No.
Okay, so while you still have the headphones on, how does it feel working with your children on this book? On how does that feel from a dad's point of view?
Oh, that's just male bonding with your family. And that's just an example of what we need more of inside our communities. We need that male bonding. I mean, it's, put it like this. When a female say sit down, or when somebody with a soft voice say sit down, it's much different than when Hey, sit down. That bass. That bass is
Yeah.
that bass is something different. That's why you need that male involved in the family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not taking nothing away from females. It's just that females are made a certain way. Without that base from a male, just like how a female love that daddy, either that's their first love or their first heartbreak. It's their father.
Yeah.
And that right there, that's what a woman looks for in all men. They need that manly, that energy, that male energy. And when you involved with your kids are more under control. And the woman gives the love. All the love that the family need, that come from the woman. The care, but when it comes to some of the hard stuff, that's when the man come in.
Okay, I got you.
Baby.
I got you. Yes, dear.
Do you hear that bass?
I hear it.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
I hear that. And because you gave me some bass, I won't go in the kitchen that way.
It worked, man. It worked. You got. Yeah, baby. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I got you.
No problem. Okay, everybody. We are talking to the authors of My Life of Both Sides. The Rippy family put this brilliant book together. I enjoyed reading it. I enjoyed being a part of the audiobook production, and I have truly enjoyed talking to both of you. Oh my goodness. May we please speak to your son one more time before we end the show? Thank you. Mr. Rippy, I just want to thank you for not only being obedient and working on this book with your dad, but thank you for taking an hour to talk to us old folks.
Hold up now. Hold up. Ain't nothing know about me. Now you see talking about. Yeah.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have anything else that you want to add about the book or about your plans for the future?
Besides the fact that we plan to make more books and stuff like this in the future, that's pretty much it.
Okay, now I would like. I'm sure the viewers already told you. My wife done told you. You do have that voice.
Yeah.
So she's going to be calling you now. To see now, this might be another tool to your tool shed. You know, that could be money too. I don't know if you have the time or not, but I'm sure she'll be getting back with you, and for you to do some.
Yeah. We got to add you to the beehive
so
your voice can be there, definitely. And I just completed the manuscript for my first children's book, my first novel, and I'm thinking about who's going to do the illustrations. So I may have to talk to you about that. Yeah,
you read that?
Rules of the Beehive. Yes.
Create a buzz, mind your own beeswax, work together, always find your way home, stick close to your honey, be yourself.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I thank my son Swan for giving me that for Christmas. It was just perfect, and you guys are too. Thank you so much for tonight. I appreciate you, and we will definitely be in touch real soon. Good night, Rippy family. Good night.
All right.
Okay, everybody, it's we wrapping up. Somebody must know that it's time for us to be off the air because they calling Bartee's phone. But one other person asked if I could play the promo video again. So I'm gonna add that promo video just for you to see, and then we're gonna follow up after the promo video. We're gonna answer the last of your questions and let you know what's happening next with Angie B and Bartee. So here we.
I hate school. We've been in Michigan for 3 months now, and I'm already hating it. The people are rude and always in a rush to go nowhere. The traffic is horrible, and you see nothing but bad things on the news. My dad stopped watching the news. He said,
"It's filled with negativity and false information. They show and tell you what they want you to see and hear."
Again, who are they? My dad's always talking about they. I guess when I get older, I'll find out who they really are.
My Life of Both Sides. Produced for audiobook by Angie B. Productions. Narrated by Ramona Young, Sandra B., Bartee, and me, the Queen B., Angie B.
Lord, we want to thank you for tonight's show. That was so much fun. I thought I was excited before we introduced them, but just hearing the father and son bond, that was really, really invigorating. That was exciting.
Yes, indeed it was. Now, me and Dad, we got some points of view that, it's different, but everything works out right. Ain't that right, Dad?
I know.
Treat her like a lady.
Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you so much.
That was Temptations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby.
That. Okay, I know some of you have texted me a couple of questions, and we're going to try to run through them real quick. But first, we have to remind you that next weekend, literacy will be renewed.
Yes.
Next weekend is the 11th annual Fresh Book Festival. It takes place in Daytona Beach, Florida. Contact Donna Gray Banks for more information or visit Fresh Book Festivals with an S on the end, freshbookfestivals.net. The event takes place on Friday and Saturday at the Midtown Cultural and Educational Center in Daytona Beach, Florida, over on George Ingram. But Thursday night is the Fresh Film Festival. And so when Mr. Rippy was talking about writing books and making them into movies, I was like, okay, yeah. His movies are going to debut at the Fresh Book Festival.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just thrilled. I'm excited about that. I cannot wait to connect them. And I hope if you are, what they used to say on radio, if you are within the sound of my voice, if you are in Florida, Georgia, if you can drive over to Daytona Beach, this event is definitely worth the visit. Admission is like $7 for adults if you're a senior, or if you are a student, admission is free. I mean, you do better coming here than you do going to the movies. So yeah.
This is educational. Even if you don't stay within 60, 70 miles distance, take a plane. I mean, you need a vacation anyway.
Come to the beach.
Yeah, come over here to the beach. But actually, while you're here at the beach, you can go and check us out at the Fresh Book Festival.
Okay.
I mean, you need to get away.
Yeah.
Make it a getaway.
Yeah.
But bring your kids too, because kids need to
literacy renewed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm excited about that. And thank you, Laretha, for putting the information down there. The website is freshbookfestivals.net. If you are an author and you want to be featured, I'm sorry, it's sold out. It's been sold out for a couple months. But I do recommend that people still attend, because the networking, you meet publishers, you meet authors, editors, you meet everybody that you need to be able to get your book out there. So come on by. It's only like $7 for admission. Come on by. Now, Mike,
that's cheaper than a cup of coffee.
It is. Now, Micah Davis said, I've been busy, but I'm opening a yoga dance studio. Tell us more about that. What
yoga.
City and yoga?
Oh yeah.
What city and state are you in, Micah? Put that in the comments for us. And yeah, I want to hear more about your yoga studio, because I know that Micah, I'm looking at your profile. You were the first runner-up for the Mrs. Tennessee pageant in 2020, and you're Miss Paris International 2020. You're a dance coach and a yoga instructor. So, wow, I'd be excited to. Oh, you're in Paris, Tennessee. Okay, we need to come to Tennessee. So when you do your grand opening, you invite Angie and Bartee Productions. I'll get Bartee to sing something, and I'll open with a prayer, and I'll try to do some yoga, because I need to learn some yoga. Okay, Angela been trying to teach me yoga for years, so just keep us in mind. Keep us in mind. And when you're ready to open, just contact us. We'll promote it on the show, and we'll let everybody know.
We also could do a book signing too while we down there.
Man,
That's what we need to do.
Yeah, we do.
We need to incorporate all of this.
Yeah, so keep us in mind. Angie B and Bartee Productions, we can help you with a flyer design. We can help you with the commercials, the video and the audio commercials. And yeah, that would be great to bring a couple of authors on our book tour down, when you do your grand opening. We could do that.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Now she's the one that commented about.
She's the one that's been commenting.
No, about me to move the.
Yeah.
Hold up now.
Oh
no, I ain't singing no song. I can't move the refrigerator, and I can't move the cabinets now. Unless you come down to help me. Now the book fair.
Should we go now?
Huh?
Yeah.
No, hey.
Micah said a book signing would be great. So
well, come on down and help. While you here, help me move all this stuff,
Jesus.
So she can get a chair in. You can also go down to the book festival while you're here.
Thank you, Jesus.
You can do that.
Thank you, Jesus.
Why you keep saying thank you, Jesus?
Because he binding what I need to be saying.
Okay, well, good. Thank you. I'm
pulling the Detroit out of me.
Thank you, Jesus.
Setting it over
I'm
there.
saying it now. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Because I want to say anyway. Micah, thank you so much. And I know there was one other question that somebody texted me. I think I had it. I'm not sure if I got it, but before we go, we want to encourage each and every one of you to be safe, especially during this upcoming weekend. There's New Year's Eve, and AAA is already talking about, if you need a ride home, call them for a free ride home. And I never could understand how somebody gets so drunk that they anyway.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
Yeah. So just please look out for your children, even your grown children. I had my grown children. I made them spend the night Christmas Eve because they
were just tired. They stayed up till 2 o'clock
in the morning playing board games. I was like, ain't nobody getting on the road at 2 a.m.
So, we had a good time, had by all.
We did. So shout out to Angelin for bringing the board game. It was so much fun. I want a rematch. I want a rematch. Thank you.
Ain't nobody won.
Hey.
Nobody win.
Come back over so we can play again.
Yeah.
Come back over and play again. And shout out to Swan, my favorite blue-eyed son-in-law. He was so perplexed. He could not understand why we were spending the night. He got a house. How come he can't sleep? I'm like, no, mama said. And so thank you to Swan. I know I have to share. And so I won't kidnap y'all again. But next time when you coming, just pack your overnight bag, and then you can just go from this house to that house without going to this house all the way back home. Okay.
Keep a bag in the car.
Keep a bag in the car.
That's what you need to do. Keep it like I tell my wife. Keep a bag with your drawers in the car.
Yeah.
And when we go somewhere, if we want to stop, we can stop. You just never know.
Never know.
I'm retired, so we could do that.
Lord
we could do that. Y'all can't do that.
Oh, Jesus.
But when you can do that, but keep a bag in the car.
Got to give a shout out to Ricky Ray. He called me today. And, sometimes as a parent, when you hear from your child, the hairs go up, well, not on the back of my neck because I got alopecia. I ain't got no hairs, but the hairs kind of stand up somewhere on you because you wonder, why is your child calling? Is everything okay? And when Ricky Ray calls me, he just wants me on the camera when he cooking dinner or just chilling and I thank you. I thank you. I don't want you to think I take it for granted. But so for all you young people, just call your parents just for no reason.
Yeah, you should do that anyway.
Make them smile. Don't just be calling when, you need something or you need bail money. Don't just call them just to say hi.
Yeah, make it a New Year's resolution.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no, don't do that because I shouldn't say everybody, New Year's resolution just, they just fade away so fast. Mm-hmm. But try to do that anyway for the new year.
Yeah.
Call your parents and just, hug them. I'm sure a lot of you do that. Mine was still living. I would be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Ricky Ray. And thank you to Jasmine. Oh, Lord. She said she's going to call her mama right now. Thank you to Jasmine.
Hey, we don't be calling right now.
Thank you to Jasmine. I was about to put on my Christmas hat tonight. And
I said
Bartee
no.
was like, "Nah, Christmas over."
That's right. Christmas over.
So she gave me just the sweetest little gifts that just, really, really touched my heart. And so I appreciate that. I truly do. I appreciate my children. I got to give them all shout outs. Got to give my sister-in-law up in Coshocton, Ohio, Brenda, got to give her a very special shout out. So
What
sweet.
she do? That's my sister.
Yep. And she talks to me on the phone. She has a good conversation, not no
Talk
short
long,
conversation.
yeah. She talk long, just like my brother. They can talk.
You call Bartee, he like, okay, I'm okay. You okay? All
Yeah,
right, we okay.
all
Time to go.
depends,
Bye.
yeah. I mean,
The game is on. Talk to you later. Bye. My movie is on. Talk to you later. Bye.
I'm talking live. Buddy just called me from
Lord.
South Carolina. Hey,
yeah.
but I'm telling you about these hats.
Oh, that's so
They gave us. I had a blue hat. My wife had a yellow hat.
Little Santa hat with the little ball on the side.
Now we the only had our hat. We the only ones that had the hat on. Nobody else wore the hat.
Oh Jesus!
Nobody.
That made us unique, special.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Lord Jesus!
All right, I forgive y'all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your mama special.
Shout out to DJ Shaheem, who not only produced our theme song that was playing early in the show, but he produced a fabulous soundtrack for the newest audiobook project that I'm working on. I narrate and produce audiobooks, and I have a background in radio, so I'm accustomed to talking over music. So the unique thing about working with Angie B Productions to create your audiobook is that there's going to be music in the back. And so the book that we just completed today is for Fired Up. It launched on December 9th as an ebook. And now that I'm finished with the audiobook, that is going to air soon. But I tell you what, the track that DJ Shaheem produced for Fired Up is just really, it just really gets me fired up just listening to that beat. So search for Fired Up on Amazon. It is an international Amazon #1 bestseller. So you ain't gonna miss it. It's #4 on Amazon compared to Will Smith, that's #5. So it is an Amazon #1 bestseller. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I know that you will enjoy it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then finally, if you do not have a copy of Confinement Chronicles, you missing out. You missing out. You can go to our website and download the audiobook. You can search for Confinement Chronicles by Angie B Productions on Amazon and order the ebook. And we got to give a very, very special shout out to our publisher, Ladero Press, not only for publishing this book, but Ladero Press sponsored our show all last year. They sponsored our streaming account. They sponsored us on the book tour. And it just was really, really a blessing to have. It is a blessing to have our publisher on our side. So LD, we look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The Ladero Press, the Darrow Design created our website. So it's time to update the website and get ready for the tour next year and put that on the website. And we're really grateful for all the love and the prayers and the support. We're really, really grateful.
And since my wife is talking about support,
yes,
now my wife has gotten us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now what I'm hearing about Facebook is that if you go on
on the YouTube page.
On the YouTube page,
yeah.
And what you got, and
search for Live with Angie B and Bartee.
No, I need you to go on and subscribe to Angie B and Bartee
on the YouTube page.
On the YouTube page,
Live with Angie B and Bartee.
Yeah,
you got it. You got. He almost got it, y'all.
I almost got it. I appreciate it. Now, hey, we're gonna work something out now. I mean, we're trying to get a lot of people.
We got 11 subscribers, y'all.
11.
Well, we've been on for what, a month?
You come on now. We talked more than 11 people been okay. Will you please?
Yes.
When you get a moment,
Yes.
Go on and subscribe to
Uh-huh.
Angie B and Bartee.
Live with Angie B and Bartee.
I will
on
be in your
YouTube.
debt.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Sound good?
That's what it,
All
that's
right.
what you said. All right, it's about time to go. Next time we see you, it'll be 2022. It'll be 2022, you guys. It really will be. And I am grateful for these past 4 years that you guys have been watching the show and commenting and texting and calling us with your humps. I'm grateful. This show was a brainchild of Bartee. He said, "Hey, I think we want to do a radio show," and I'm like, well, "We ain't paying a radio show airtime, so we're gonna figure this thing out on Facebook." And we have, and we've done it for 4 years.
This is my
and,
wife. This I ain't come up with no brains. Hey,
he wanted to do something, and I'm
she's a smart one. I just
I'm his colorful commentator. Like on a lip sync battle.
Lip sync battle.
She's a colorful commentator. So we want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sharing. When you have new businesses and new books, please contact us. $25 a week. We'll get you on the air. We'll promote you. We'll take good care of you because somebody took good care of us. And so
yeah, and next year, try to do you do. But try to accomplish some things that you didn't accomplish in 2021.
Yes.
I know things are, with this pandemic.
Yeah.
Hey, you still gotta get over it. You still gotta do your thing.
Make
just
a goal.
Be safe.
Make a goal poster. Make a goal notebook. Write. What does Habakkuk say? Write the vision, make it plain. Write it down. Write your goals down. Because if you don't write them down, you just won't think about it.
No.
Write it down.
Do whatever you got to do. I ain't writing mine down, but I know what I need to do. So do what you got to do. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if not, then you'd be going to 2023.
Yes, talking about I should have done that.
So, we pray and hope that, and we like to send our prayers out to everyone that's ill to all this going on in the world today.
We got some family in the hospital. We're praying for each of you. We've got extended family that buried loved ones yesterday and today. We're thinking about you. We've got folks that are lost mentally and displaced physically. We're praying for each of you. If you know somebody that's just having a rough time, spend some time with them if you can. If it's a phone call, if it's a video chat, if it's, because tomorrow's not promised. We were invited to breakfast at the church. Laretha, you can put the church information in the chat for anybody in Daytona. We were invited to breakfast at the church from 10 p.m. to midnight on New Year's Eve to bring in the new year with breakfast. And just as I went to go tell somebody, they were calling me to say that they lost somebody that was very close to them. So tomorrow's not promised. You can sit up all day and say, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, I'm gonna do that. But even the Bible said you don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. Do it today.
Try your best. Because a lot of things I said I'm gonna do, I haven't done yet. I'm putting it off. But just keep trying. As long as you're living, it can get done. As long as you're living, well, you know how that goes. If you're gone, it's gone. But just try your best. That's all we can do is try our best.
Because only one perfect person was on this earth, and that was our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen to that, sister.
Okay, all hearts and minds clear. We got over all the humps.
Let me see
for the year.
Oh heck no! I ain't told y'all everything. But we started with that wheelchair going into the kitchen.
Lord
our daughters know what I'm talking about. It depends on which side that you go into. The bedroom. I just bought a king size white leather bed frame, and got scratches all on it. And going in the bathroom door to the master bathroom, the sides starting to come peel off.
Somebody
I'm
contact
just
JR.
asking my wife.
He know how to do some home improvement. Nephew JR.
I'm just asking her to be more careful.
Oh,
I know what Ripley say.
Mhm.
He say treat her like a lady.
Mhm.
Do all you can do.
And your sister
Wife-
said, walk a mile in my shoes, roll a bit in mine.
Hey,
That may
yeah.
help you to understand.
Yeah, no, I would be more.
Good night, Micah. Tell your children.
Hey, Micah.
Tell your children we said it was wonderful knowing about them. We learned something about them. Get a copy of that book. You can go on Amazon and download it and read it to them tonight. So good night, Micah. Good night, and good night to your kiddos. Lady Energy said, if you got a pulse, you got a purpose. That's right, Lady Energy.
Yeah, yes, right. Indeed, because you're still living.
Lady Energy, I can't wait to introduce you to Jasmine, my two cooking people. Jasmine might want to be a guest on your cooking show one day.
That's your daughter?
Yeah, Jasmine.
No, your other daughter.
Yes, my other daughter.
Lady Energy.
Yep. Back to family.
Yeah, hey, we gotta get ready.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Hey, we got ready. Get ready to do this thing now. I gotta remember my lines. I'm a little short, but I'll get them together.
You got the first line down. 3 more pieces.
Oh.
Don't tell Brother Antonio. Oh Lord.
Hey, we're gonna be fun. Hey, we're gonna knock it out the box. We'll knock it out the box.
Okay, so this is our last show.
2021.
If it is the Lord's will, we'll be back.
Acquaintance be forgotten.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna do.
Just a piece of a song.
I'm gonna do.
Get you all tuned up and.
I'm gonna do what that Boys and Men song.
Oh,
I got that.
You'll probably think of it in 2023.
Man, what's the song?
I'm just.
It's
saying.
a New Year's Eve song too.
I
can't think of it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. However you gonna do it, just do it.
Hey, I'm supposed to be singing "Born by the River."
Oh Lord!
At the
Fresh Book Festival.
But I think I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna do
Don't tell Donna.
It's a real motherfucker,
oh,
yeah. Wanna buy a new car?
My final shout outs go to Miss Tiffany. Miss Tiffany gave me my beautiful head jewelry tonight. Thank you, Miss Tiffany. I appreciate you. I didn't think I could
Tiffany,
wear.
you got to put it in the middle.
Okay, well, I didn't think I could do good with silver, but Tiffany saw something different.
Let me see.
And special shout out to Christina Smith for my gorgeous necklace. Chrissy's Glam Spot, home of amazing, beautiful, and affordable jewelry for everyone. Christina Smith. You can like and follow her at Chrissy's Glam Spot, CHRISSYS, Chrissy's Glam Spot. She's also got a bit.ly account, Sling with Chrissy, CHRISSY, or go to chrissysglamspot.com. Chrissy was on tour with us this summer. She and her husband came out. Her husband works for the airline, so they love to come out. They came out to Detroit, and she introduced her jewelry to us there. They met us in Texas. She introduced her jewelry to us there. So
they did so, yeah.
Oh
man. Yep, they've been traveling with us.
Yeah.
Be glad when we start back up.
Yeah, I think I might wear this as a headpiece next time. So anyway, thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate you for looking out for the queen bee over here. Okay,
it's a real motherfucker.
Micah said it's so hard to say goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. There you go, Micah.
Will you please?
You hear me? You hear me now?
Yeah.
You hear me now?
That the Fresh Book Festival wants you to sing.
I ain't gonna sing this hard to say goodbye. That's just for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
That's a good song. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was it.
And shout out to anybody in the Palm Coast area. Bartee is gonna be singing at the next Turtle event.
Turtle event.
Yeah. You know how in Palm Coast they dedicate turtle trails. That's what it is. They got turtle trails. And let me pull that right quick. January 22nd at 2 p.m. the Palm Coast Turtle Trail. wants Bartee to come out and sing "It's a Wonderful World," because this next turtle is going to be named Louis in honor of Louis Armstrong.
Hello, darling, this is Louis. Darling, I'm so glad to see you back where you belong. Yeah.
That's all he gives us, y'all. Just a line or two. A line or
I
two.
got Louis. What I do with Louis?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Oh, man, I took Louis off the wall.
And then finally, save the date for Friday, March 6th.
Yes, March 6th.
Oh, May 6th. I'm so sorry. May 6th, Friday, 7 p.m. It will be our first live dinner show. Tickets will go on sale soon. We do have some folks, Lady Energy, Antonio said he's going to come out and bring the network to help us film. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yes, indeed.
So grateful. But it's our live Mother's Day dinner show because my birthday is that weekend. And so I'm
treating my wife to a live show. She deserve it.
I don't know how it's a treat for me.
That ain't to be her birthday ain't on the 6th.
I ain't watching the show.
Her birthday is not on the 6th.
I gotta
Her
do
birthday is the 8th.
I gotta do the show. So how is
That's
that
2 days.
treat?
You got 2 days to rest.
I got to. Anyway, just save the date. Friday, May 6th in Daytona Beach, Florida, at the Akutiki Inn, Best Western on the beach side.
We be in the basement, y'all.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, it's time to go. It's been 91 minutes. We have extended our time. It's time for bed. Okay. If it is the Lord's will, we shall be back in the new year. We appreciate all y'all for watching.
Yes, we do. Really do. From the bottom of our hearts.
Amen, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.